moving on to talk about the Prime Minister's wife, Carrie, now, because she's been praised today for speaking about having a miscarriage earlier this year. She did so via an Instagram post where she also announced the happy news that she and Boris are expecting a rainbow baby this Christmas. It's not something that's easy to tell people about, having a miscarriage, but do you think it's important that she did talk about this, Coleen?
Yes, I do think it's important. For people that have gone through it, for people that struggle to maybe talk about it, and for people that haven't experienced to understand about miscarriage, because I think a lot of things, even now, even though it is talked about more, you know, the response sometimes when someone has a miscarriage from people that don't know that feeling is, especially if they've got kids, oh, well, you've still got your other kids, or, well, you can try again. You know, they never see it as just it's a loss.
It's a loss,
of a person for you know, for some people.
Exactly.
And I know when my sister Bernie had a miscarriage after Erin, after she'd had Erin, and she'd also lost a child before Erin. And the miscarriage, especially for her husband, actually, Steve, hit him so hard. And we didn't know at the time because they went away very privately. I only found out much later on, when Bernie was talking about it in a newspaper or something, how hard that miscarriage had hit them. And they felt that, I think especially for the husband, felt that they probably couldn't explain to people. So I think it's really important for us all to get on board with how serious it is, you know. And I remember I had a miscarriage after I had Jake. Jake was still a baby, so it wasn't planned, but it happened. And then I miscarried very early on. I mean, it was next to nothing. But I was horrified at the doctor that came to my house. We're talking 20, however many years ago. I'm sure it's different now, but came to my house, didn't know that I hadn't planned this baby for, you know, ever. And literally walked in, felt my stomach and said, yes, you've lost your baby. Just go to the doctor tomorrow and they can give you a scrape. That's what he said, and left my house. And I sat there and thought, he doesn't know that he hasn't just absolutely devastated my life. He had no feeling at all. It was just, whatever, nature's way. And I'm glad it's definitely changed from then.
Well, yeah, I sort of feel as though, I don't know, it could be age. Maybe I just know more people my age who are experiencing it, but I do feel as though women are being more open and feel like they are empowered to speak more openly about what it is that they've been going through. And definitely what is part of the age thing is a lot of people my age have been going through IVF because we're older, we found love later, and you know, our reproductive system doesn't work as it did when we were in our early 20s. So I've had a lot of friends who have gone through it and tried time and time again, and have spoken about it and have been open about it. And I've learned a lot more about that experience. And I think the more of us that understand it, gosh, that can only be a good thing.
I mean, that's why social media is a good thing, isn't it? Because I think back in the day, you could go through something like that and feel that you're the only one. And now on social media, you very easily can find someone that's been through the same experience. But equally, I also think that if somebody's had a miscarriage and they don't want to talk about it, then that's fine too. You know, everybody, you know, there's enough people out there that are happy to help everybody. But if you do want to keep it private, you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the time, before like the era of social media, women would attribute themselves to blame for the miscarriage. So I've miscarried, there's something wrong with me, there's something wrong with my body, what have I done wrong? And they start to analyse all of the things that they've done, what have they eaten, you know, how well did they take care of themselves during the pregnancy, etc., etc. And it becomes about a self-blame and a self, you know, beating yourself up. Whereas now, because women are feeling brave enough to share their experiences and what's happening, you begin to find out little bits of information, medical bits of information that maybe you weren't party to, that you kind of go, oh, OK, it wasn't my fault. It happened because of this, or it happened because of that. And I think in that way, it's really good to share.
Yeah, I mean, there's 1 in 4 women in this country go through it, you know?
Very common.
Yeah, and I think because, you know, it's so common, and to feel that some are able to talk about it and make someone else feel a bit less alone, that can only really be a good thing, can't it?
Yeah.